Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Retired Roman Rob. Yeah, we're back here on the patio, Shaojingwang, Huizhou, China. And today I want to talk a little bit about the visa process, whether it's a visa for coming here and traveling, or in my case, me and my wife got married, so I went through a couple of different types of visas. So I'm going to go through all that and give you my experience from it. A little bit of things, maybe that some pointers that you might want to know when you go through customs and through the airports when you come into the country. Make your life a little easier. So let's get down to it. Back in 2000, I think it was 11, near 11, or beginning of 2012, was my first visa that I got to come here for the first time when I went to Chongqing, and I think it was a L visa, which is for tourists, and I think it had a 90-day limit, multiple entries, 90-day limit. The travel agency that I went through for the trip to come here took care of it all. It was pretty simple. I think it was like $200. I think was the fee for the visa, and it wasn't a problem getting one. I don't know exactly what kind of background checks or anything like that they do, but hey, I made it. So the L visa is good for a year, but they have multiple entry limits. Where I think the very first one that I got was only for 30 days, and then you had to exit and come back. And then I think the second visa was 60 or 90 days, and then you had to exit and come back. But they were good for a year. And then I got into the other visas for the family reunion. One of the things that you got to do when you get off of the airplane at the airport is you're going to look for a kiosk, and you're going to take your passport, you're going to put it on a screen. It's going to scan it, and it's going to take a picture of you and fingerprints. It's going to tell you how to place your fingers on the screen, which hand, and do all your fingerprints. And then they'll give you a little white sheet of paper. It prints out saying that you've already accomplished that. So that's going to have to go with you and your passport, and a little document that you're going to get on the plane that you have to fill out with your information, your passport information, where you're going, your airline, the flight number, days and when you're departing, and all that kind of stuff. So all that kind of stuff you fill out. You fill that card out on the plane, you get off the plane, you go to the kiosk, you do your fingerprinting and everything. You put that with your passport, and then you go through customs, and it's really like done. Go through customs. If you don't have anything to claim, which if you're on vacation, you're not going to have anything to claim going there. So when I came over to get my wife, I think I had to get another visa, which was another L visa, but it had a 120-day entry limit. And so came over, got her, and then after we got married is when the next time we came over, and I can't even remember what year that was. I think I'm going to say 15 or 16 is when I applied for that visa, because the other one expired. I was able to get a Q2 visa, which was multiple entries, but after 4 months, 120 days, you had to leave, come back. And that visa was good for 10 years. But I think that's a Q2, and that's a family type of a visa. So Um, after after that visa was getting ready to expire, which was this year, 2024, we decided to, since we were coming over here, we're going to retire. We wanted to spend time over here. Didn't want to have to leave, come back, and do the multiple entry stuff. Leaving the country to satisfy the 120 days and then coming back in. So we went with a Q1. What we were doing was applying for a Q1 visa, which allows you to get over here, and then within 30 days after entry, you have to go to immigration and get everything, all the paperwork and all that taken care of, so that you can get a temporary resident permit. So that right there is everything in a nutshell. Never had any problem getting any visas coming here. The prices, you know, it was $200 for the first one or second, and then the third visa was, you know, probably, it was pretty close. I can't even remember. I think it was around $300, but it was a 10-year visa. This one here, this Q1 visa, we were in Michigan in our camper, and my wife found a company online where we send in our marriage certificate and my passport and everything. We fill out a application for the Q1 visa, and then we mailed it to an agency, and then that agency made sure everything was cool, and then they mailed it to the consulate in Chicago, the Chinese consulate in Chicago, which that was our region where we had to send our stuff. There's different regions, and you'll have to send it to different places, but they had everything checked out. Wasn't even a week, and they approved the visa. They put it into my passport, and they mailed it back, and then that company mailed it back to us. And that was the whole process. What they charged for the shipping and all that kind of stuff was $300 for everything. So that was pretty reasonable. So let's get down to the Q1. It's a little bit more involved in the Q1, especially if you've married a Chinese and you have a spouse that lives here. You guys want to come back. You want to spend time here. The Q1 is your best bet to come over here, and you will go through that little process, what I just said, mail it all in, get your Q1 in America. One thing we didn't know, that I'm going to let everybody right now know, is get your marriage license and have it translated and notarized before you come to China, because that is one of the requirements for the Chinese immigration, is to have that translated. So anyway, that costs a little bit of money to do, and actually I think the company was here in Shenzhen that did it, but you know, it's probably, I don't know what the cost difference would have been here or there, but anyways, it's just something that we had to wait for a few days for everything to be translated and have it shipped to us, so that you could take that with you to immigration. So another thing that that you have to do is I had to go through a medical physical, and we went right down to Shenzhen. I can't remember where at. Went to this. It's an international hospital for immigrants to come in, and so went down there and got into a little photo shop, and they printed off a couple pieces of paperwork and took some passport photos, and we went over into the medical building, and we started the process there, filled out some paperwork, blah blah blah. Went to one room, went to another room, got blood drawn, ECG done on your heart. You get get a ultrasound on your lungs and your chest cavity, all that kind of stuff. They check your eyes, your vision, your hearing, everything. I mean, but it's really fast. I mean, we probably did that whole process in the amount of time it would to go to the dentist and get your teeth cleaned. That's how fast it was. So, and so we got that done. We got the marriage license all translated and certified. You also have to go to a police station where you're going to be living, and your wife or whoever you're living with has to have a document, the title to their apartment. That's what we had to do. We had to have the title to the apartment, and we had to take that along with us to the police station, proving that that's where we were going to live. That's where I was going to be located. Everybody was really, the police station, immigration, everything, that people were so polite, so nice, and never had any issues or anything. People always smiled, welcomed. It was very welcoming. I felt very welcomed when I went through this whole process. So right now, after all that being done, I got approved. Everything's good enough. They said I'm a little overweight, but it is what it is. Probably a lot of beer, but so got all that taken care of, and right now they give you a certificate, because they take your passport, and so they can put the visa, the permit, temporary permit, in your visa or in your passport. And so we have a date that we have to go back and take this receipt and then pay the 800 RMB. 800 RMB is a little over 100 American dollars. So 100 American dollars for your visa, a little over 100 American dollars for your physical, and a little over $250 for your translation of your marriage certificate. So we're at $450, and plus the traveling and stuff like that, and a couple others, some very little minute expenses we had to pay along the way for pictures and documents and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna say we were well over $6,000 going through my wife's process of becoming a permanent resident, legal permanent resident, and we were only at $600 for me to become a temporary resident here. And it's a 2-year permit, kind of like what America does. It's a 2-year conditional type situation. So it's basically the same, just costs less here, a lot easier, tons less time to get anything taken care of. Bam, 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 bam. And you gotta wait. If you want to get a driver's license, which my wife had to renew hers. If you want to get a driver's license, you have to wait 90 days after being a temporary resident before you can take the test. So that'll be my next thing. But that right there is the process of going through different stages of visas that I've experienced, and I just wanted everybody to at least get an idea what maybe you're going to be up against if you decide to, you and your wife come back here, or your husband come back here from America to China, or probably even from Canada to China. Probably everything's going to be close to the same what you have to go through. And I hope this helps anybody that watches this video. And like, comment, and subscribe, and stick close to it, because we'll be having more videos to come. Peace out.